Alright, before we get into this, I do want to apologize for the very long wait for this. As you can probably tell, I'm just got over a sickness. I was down in bed, couldn't even get out of bed for a few days, and the only way I could communicate was with guys on Discord with my phone. So, couldn't really put up a video about this because my voice was destroyed. Very, very sore throat, very, very weak. Couldn't really do much without getting really dizzy. So, and then right after that, went to my best friend's birthday party, which actually ends up being Cordell Paulson. So, if anyone wants to say happy birthday to Cordell Paulson, do so. His birthday's actually, his birthday. Well, his birthday was the 29th. That's when I'm recording this. Technically speaking, it's not his birthday anymore, but still, wish him happy birthday. It's awesome. Spent 2 awesome days with him, so I really haven't been keeping up with Sunoco, and I apologize for that. But I'll let you get on to the actual show, what you've been waiting for, and I hope you all enjoy Michigan. Hello everybody, and welcome to round number 3 of the Sunoco Elite Series. We're here in Michigan once again. We've been to Michigan every season. We're going back here again. And there's a lot of people really anxious for how this is going to go because of how mixed up the points is right now. But on pole position today, you have Scott Roush in his first season back at season 2. Gets pole in Michigan for Roush Racing Enterprises. And a lot of hope for Scott Roush as he performed pretty well in practice alongside Philip Scott, the legend himself, who's 3rd or 4th on the all-time win list of all drivers, with 5 wins total now, untied there because Bowers moved up to tied for 1st. But Philip Scott, very, very big threat as the season goes on. On row 2, you got William Karlsson Jr., your still points leader, by 8 points over Zachary Fitzwater Sr., which we'll get to him in just a moment. Alongside Vance Caldwell, who's won here in the past. He barely edged, well, not barely, but he edged out Ryan Monaco last season to win it here in Michigan, so we'll see if he can do it again. On row 3, you got Jack Halleck and Kieran Malcher, the 2 people who started mid-season last season, so neither of them have ever been to Michigan, even though they were both full-time rookies last season. So they joined in mid-season, so they never got to attempt Michigan. So it's their first time here. On row 4, you got Alexander Rowe, who looked also very strong in practice, but just not the fastest of all. Alongside Lorenzo Log, who almost got his first win on Epic Motorsports last race in Watkins Glen, but was edged out by Carson Bowers. And on row 5, you have William Brock, who is now tied between 3 people for highest on the all-time win list, alongside Pericles, who was in the same car Ryan Monaco got 2nd in here last season. Looking through your practice winners, not that far out of the top 10. He's 12th, Jeffrey Finguy, the hometown hero here in Michigan, as there's 2 hometown teams, but he's the hometown hero when it comes to drivers, as he sits in 12th place. The 2 teams, if I'm correct, are Epic Motorsports with Lorenzo Log and Caldwell, even though Caldwell's not from Michigan, and Shock Allison Racing, which had a decent run through practice, or a good run through practice, just a decent run through qualifying. They'll have a long ways to go if they want to make it up and win this race. But it's going to be Scott Roush. We're looking for any problems throughout the pack. We will not see one. We are going green. Scott Roush will lead him down to the green flag in Michigan. Green flag is in the air as they barrel down through the tri-oval. Roush will lead it down as we come down to turn 1. Great battle between these two is actually going to be Philip Scott on the outside. The outside can work here, but so can the inside. But it seemed that Philip Scott just got a better run as he is now your leader here in Michigan. As Philip Scott's also, if I'm correct, a Michigan native. Yes, he is. Philip Scott, also the hometown hero here. It's Philip Scott and Jeffrey Finguy. As you can see, Finguy already getting a little antsy here. He's already way up high. He's trying to run that way high groove, and it is working. Jeffrey Finguy making moves. This is very early to be making these kinds of moves, so we'll see if this ends up working out for Jeffrey Finguy. As he comes into 3 and 4, Scott Roush struggling for grip right now, it seems, as Philip Scott will lead the second lap as well. As we'll get your leaderboard up, it is Philip Scott leading last time around by 0.38. He now leads by 0.36, so Scott Roush did gain a really tiny bit. But here is Kieran Malcher, Roush's teammate. Finguy, their teammate, is close behind. So Roush Racing Enterprises seems very strong today. Look for other championship contenders. You got Fitzwater, who is gaining access into this front pack, but you also got Shock Allison starting to push. You got Dodds in here. He wrecked here in Season 1, and he's trying to avenge himself and maybe get a win as he's pushing his way through the pack. As Finguy goes from way up high to way down low, as he's down low on his teammate Malcher, down low on Rowe and Caldwell as well. If he can pull this off, that'll be amazing. Into 2, out of 2, they are 4 wide down the back straightaway, and Finguy really wants this move. Oh, he loses his momentum. He continues to push down the inside of Rowe and Caldwell, though. And Finguy will make the move, as Finguy will move into P3 early. Here, this is now lap 5 out of 60, and Finguy has moved his way into P3 from P12. Brock won here in Michigan in Season 2, so he has experience in Michigan. And William Brock down the inside of Scott Roush. Brock trying to get ahead of the Roush Racing Enterprises cars. I thought they were slowing down for the pace car. Nope. It's just lost momentum. Last season's winner here, Vance Caldwell. May not have to worry about Ryan Monaco this time. May. You never know. Where is Ryan right now? No. 38th. Anderson also struggling today. So we'll have to see how well they're able to get through the pack if they can. There's the Roush Racing Enterprises cars now. 3, 4, and 5, but here comes Roush back around the outside for P2. They need to start working together and start catching Philip Scott, because he just pulled a 36.9, which is one of the faster laps. Not as fast as, actually, Malcher's, one of Malcher's faster laps. His fast lap is the fastest of the field at a 36.917, so Malcher looking pretty fast right now. Maybe we'll see him get to the front. But it's 1 second over the rest of the field. Oh, Roush lost a little bit of momentum on the outside. Let's see if he can get it back and get back to second. He will. Finguy not even going to fight him for it. Their teammates, why would they fight? As their allies, Dodd and Downey are here. Gatlin Downey finally trying to put in a really good performance for himself, as he's right now close to the top 10, if not already in it now. Oh yeah, he's definitely in the top 10 now. As Dodd's going to slip low behind Downey, and they're going to try to get their way up to their allies. As Malcher, one of their allies, is right there, but he's stuck on the outside. That's actually going to give him a little bit of an advantage, though, because the outside is a little bit better here in Michigan. And there goes Finguy fully clearing Brock now. Now he can start going after the gate of Philip Scott. Roush just pulled his fastest lap of the race at a 37.0, which is the 9th fastest. But Finguy looks a little bit faster. We'll have to see. There we go, 36.753. Jeffrey Finguy, that's the fastest lap of the race. So far, the hometown hero really shown it, and he is an absolute legend on these speedways ever since what he was able to do last season, absolutely dominating Kansas and then coming out there and winning Calder Park later that season. There's Jackson, though, who is trying to climb through this order. Let's check back up on him later as he's near Fitzwater now. Old championship rival. They have caught Philip Scott now, as Brock has gotten back around Jeffrey Finguy. But Finguy's going to try to jump low, hook with Roush, and maybe try to go right around William Brock. As they're down low. And no, that's going to be... Roush is going to keep the spot over Brock, but Brock is going to keep the spot over Finguy as well, so Finguy going to need to do a little bit more work if he wants to catch the leaders. But he's going to actually wrap it around the outside. Very nice line there. As it's now Roush and Brock fighting for P2, but Jeffrey Finguy now back in this. It's a rank B being chased by 5 rank A's, and then Gatlin Downey and Chris Dodd are back here. Rank B's of Shock Allison. Oh, Finguy down low. And that's going to be Rowe wrapping right around the outside of him. Rowe is also known for being just fast in general. He is so good. The only rank B left at the end of last season in contention, which was at the finale. He moved up to rank A, and now a lot of people fearing him winning this championship because of his rank A status. Look at the back. Carson Powers, last week's winner, currently dead last, so that's not what Bowers needed right now for his championship. He just started turning it around, too. Here's Jackson with Roman Rahal, who won here in Season 1. Red Stallion was really strong in the early seasons, but they've just dropped off. Sunoco battling with Fitzwater. That's a weird thing to say. Fitzwater's gonna get it. How are they doing up here? It's Philip Scott, William Brock, Scott Roush, Alexander Rowe, and Jeffrey Finguy rounding out the top 5. Mulcher right behind him. Roush Racing Enterprises is really turning their season around. Their season has started pretty... The best is Roush in P7 in points. Finguy is around P14, and Mulcher's way down from there. Actually, I don't think Mulcher has points yet. But now, they currently sit all 3 drivers in the top 6, so they look very strong as Philip Scott and William Brock fight for the lead again. Oh, Brock seemed to have just gotten a better line there. But the momentum out of the corner is just going to carry for that 8 car. And Philip Scott looks like he's going to regain the lead. This is lap 21. We're a third the way through the race. Rowe has gotten around Roush, and now Finguy is going to go for the move. They've gapped everyone behind now. Mulcher's dropped back into this pack. Gatlin Downey, this isn't Roush Racing Enterprises' ally, is going to work with him too. I just saw Halleck smack the wall. Oh, that's not good. That's some damage. Oh. Fitzwater's catching. Everyone needs to panic. As it is, Philip Scott still trying with all of his power to stop Brock in his tracks as Brock just continues to challenge that 8 car for the lead. We just got through the first third of the race. Racing Enterprises looks the strongest in the field. My question is, how long until we have pits? A little bit of a weird momentum out of the corner there for the leaders. That may actually catch Finguy. Or no, that's going to catch Rowe right there to the back of these two. Once again, though, that outside line should have the momentum. No, it won't. Brock was able to keep it under control this time, and William Brock, your new leader. Now, how well can he defend from the 8 card? How well can Philip Scott retaliate? Oh. Lost momentum in the corner. Had to check up because Brock was checking up. And that's going to put Rowe possibly in a position to take over second. These guys need to stop Brock because, God, he looks strong today. As round 1 and 2, as he is now your new leader. Yeah, this is just a tough day for the 39 crew. They just do not have the speed. They have no speed right now. As it's just going to be a disappointing day for them. As I see Evgeny Kuznetsov is in the pits. Is this an actual pit call? Looks like he's actually taking tires, so we may have pit stops. As we come through 3 and 4. Do we have pit stops? It doesn't look like it. There may have been a problem with Evgeny Kuznetsov car. And here's that rear pack. Also, Anderson's not having a good day either. Anderson fell back into this rear pack. Now Bowers is falling off of this pack. It's definitely... Oh, no. They were working on that right side. I think there may have been a battery issue Evgeny Kuznetsov had. Maybe he had to get that battery replaced. He was in there for a while working on that right side. And Gatlin Downey making another move. This is going to be for P5. He's fighting with Jeffrey Finguy for it. Finguy's not a guy who gives up easily, though. He's going to try to bring it back down the inside on him. Roush loses all momentum on the inside. Finguy regains the spot. And Finguy's going to try to go right after his teammate. So no pit stops just yet. I have no idea when these pit stops are going to be. That's the thing. And that's Finguy from being challenged for his 5th position to overtaking for the 4th position. Finguy is starting to climb again. Look at Dan Luisen, the rookie out here for the rookie Team Thundersport GP. Luisen looking very strong right now. Now Finguy challenging Alexander Rowe. Finguy's starting to get the hang of that outside line now. So he wanted to jump high on Rowe. It seems like he just couldn't. He's still going to jump high. Whether he's alone or with Rowe. He jumped high. He's going to arch it low. And look at the speed that Jeffrey Finguy can gain. Finguy right on the back of Alexander Rowe, trying to get that Maverick out of P3. These two were fighting for a rank A slot last season, and then they ended up both getting it. So they're still rivals, though. Can't deny that. As I saw Philip Scott going back for the lead on William Brock. This is lap 31, about 10 laps later. After Brock takes it, Philip Scott will take it back. That was a very weird move. Brock lost all his momentum near the end of that corner, but gained it back real quick. There's Rowe now. Philip Scott playing very defensive now. But that may end up hurting him. Here comes William Brock now. Look at this pack of strong drivers. Most of these drivers right here are allied. In some way, shape, or form. Because I would say that the Fords, even Philip Scott and Rush Racing, are allied in just a minor sense. The only ones in here who I wouldn't consider even allied even at all would be Rowe and Brock. The Chevy and the Dodge. The only two up here with that, and everyone else is Ford. Luisen now challenging, or he's already passed Dodd. That's very impressive out of the 78 car. But Dodd's just going to try to sweep right back around the outside. Dodd looked pretty fast in practice as well. Don't count him out of this race win. As I see Philip Scott has fully making the move, and he's fully cleared now. Oh, Finguy really down low. Tried to tape it down to the apron and make the move, but just wasn't able to get there. Finguy really going for that low line. I'm not sure how that's going to work for him. These times have already decreased by about a second. I do predict at least one pit for the end, though. I just don't know where. Jeffrey Finguy really putting on the pressure on Alexander Rowe. Roush is now behind him. Malcher is now behind Finguy. Trying to give him a push to get past Rowe. To get up to the front. Here comes Jeffrey Finguy. This is for P3. If anyone can win this race, it's definitely that 92 car. Jeffrey Finguy knows how to get it done at a speedway, and this is his hometown. Then again, or not his hometown, his home state. Then again, it's also Philip Scott's home state. The two hometown heroes here, both of them in the top 5. Jackson! Wow! We did not focus on Jackson for a while there, and he dug his way through this pack, got past Fitzwater, and now Jackson's in P13. Could he be a challenger for this win? If he really puts his head down and he really pushes, he could get up to the front. Because if you look, they can see him down the straightaway. It's not amazingly far. Roush and Finguy hunting the 87 as now. Is this Roush going for the move on Finguy, or is this Roush giving Finguy some leeway on the outside to try to sweep around Rowe? This could be a very strategic move, as there's Finguy with that outside momentum. He's going to sweep around, get the speed. Roush will slip in right behind, but not enough. That actually did not help them at all. Philip Scott and William Brock still fight. Brock got the lead back while we were looking away. And it looks like Philip Scott's going to try to get it back as we look through the back of the pack. God, this guy's really struggling. Karlsson's out of the points now. That's not good. Not for his championship. Fitzwater trying to fight for the field. Right now, I do think it is Philip Scott's points lead, right? Or not Philip Scott, Scott Roush's. He's P5 now. He's not P2 anymore. P2 when I said that before. Then Brock decided to hunt through the field. Pericles and Windhelm. Windhelm's performing pretty well today. His teammates. Caesar looked pretty fast in practice. He's actually in this pack with him, so he could do something. Monarch's still performing pretty well, not gonna lie. Definitely not as good as a day as Roush Racing Enterprises, as Finguy has re-caught Rowe. Finguy just cannot seem to find his way around Rowe, and he wastes his tires trying. We're 2/3 the way through this race. This race is a lot shorter than we thought it would be. We did expect a caution, though, to waste some time for us, but really no cautions throughout the pack. This Jackson really needs a better performance than this. Philip Scott just trails the back of Brock. He needs something to catch that 01. Will Brock get his 7th win? That would be history-making. And right after Bowers tied him, it looks like Brock may try to retaliate and get hit and get untied on the all-time win list. Brock gapping even more. As now, Roush has caught Finguy, and Finguy and Rowe now need to watch out for that 38 car. God, those two were strong up there. I don't think anyone's going to catch him tonight. Rowe and Finguy continue to battle. Can Finguy get the podium position on Rowe? Oh! We just went 3 wide for a moment there. Roush way up high. That's way too high. You don't want to go up there. That gets out of the rubber and you lose your grip. Wait, was that it? It was! That was the first call! Philip Scott makes the early call. So, here we go. I was right. We were going to see a pit. Philip Scott is in first. And he's in alone. How will this change the game? Brock's retaliating. Nope. He cannot. He cannot sit and wait. Not when Philip Scott's already in the pits gaining time. 4 tires and fuel. Philip Scott's out of the pits. A caution would change the game if it happened. But there is Philip Scott. He's out of the pits. Brock is in. Finguy is in. We'll get down the leaderboard so we can see everyone on pit road. Karlsson's in with him. Finguy looked like he gained time. So did Rowe. On Brock. We're gonna look. There's Philip Scott. Can he match the 01? No, the 01's gone. The 01 left him in the dust. Philip Scott going to try to be matched by Rowe. He gets by Rowe. How far up is the 01? In the pack with Windhelm now. Oh! Jackson in the wall! Drags it down in the wall. Oh, tire's down. I think a tire just went down for Jackson. No, he's trying to bring it back. Looks like he's going to be able to bring it back. It looks like his car's alright. Downey's out. Where is the 35? Is the 35 still out on track? No. He's in now. Pitting later seemed to be better, but I don't think it's going to be this much better if you go this late. As we look at everyone coming out. Malcher leads it out. There's Brock. That was almost immediate. And it looks like Philip Scott's going to get him. Rowe's going to get him. Finguy. Yeah, Finguy's going to get him. Roush really didn't have the run through pit road he needed. This is like a carbon copy of what happened in Toddering last season. Brock got an amazing pit stop and is pulling away here in Michigan. He knows how to win here, though. Oh, so much damage for the 10 car. That sucks. He had such a good run going, and then just all that damage ruined him. These 3 need to put their head down if they want to catch him. As the 7 of Benoit Ravines going to come out of the pits, and that's going to confirm that the 01 is in the lead again. Rowe now leads this pack of 3. It's Rowe, Scott, and Finguy. Brock 37-7, 37-9, 37. Nope. It looks like this is all Brock. That's just what it looks like. As you can see, Gerardo Ron really dug through the pack. That was very clutch for his team. Good job, Gerardo Ron. He was near the tail end of the field at the start of this race, and now he's fighting for a top 10 late race. This is an amazing performance out of Gerardo Ron, as he's going to go around the outside of Stephen Thompson and Nick Pericles. He can pull this move off. That'll be 10th. Maybe even on Dan Luisen if he can get the momentum. No momentum yet, but amazing job out of Joran. Let's continue to look back. Jackson, after hitting that wall and really scraping it down this straightaway, didn't have too bad of a pit stop and was able to regain up in the top 20. So, still not a terrible performance. Paulson's trying to gain, but you see Karlsson nowhere. 31st. Not in this. Rahal has a lot of front end damage, but no caution. 37-4. 37-9. 37-4 out of Philip Scott. He may try to reel in. It looks like it's too late. This would make history. William Brock would become the very first person to get 7 wins in the Sunoco Elite Series. That is a lot of wins. This would be his first of the season and probably not his last. One of these days, we'll see someone reach 10 wins, and it looks like Brock may be the one to do it. Because he has always been one of the fastest out here. Just not good enough, not consistent enough to get a championship, and that's what's held him back. But it hasn't held him back from getting race wins because he is one of the outright fastest guys you'll see out on track. Oh, but Dunbar giving him a run for his money, trying to stay on the lead lap. Not gonna work. These guys, these three, Philip Scott, Rowe, and Fingai, put in a ton of effort, but I just don't see it happening. Brock is just so fast. He caught the pack at the beginning of the race. He mowed straight through it, right up to Philip Scott. Philip Scott gave him a run for his money near the middle of the race. But Brock was able to get past him, and once he started to get on the move in clean air, it was over from there. Brock just kept gapping and gapping and gapping, and it just got way too much for the others to handle. This is exactly what Brock always does to get his wins. And this will be 4 laps to go for William Brock in Michigan. As our Michigan natives back here, Philip Scott really digging deep to try to reach him, but it's just not going to be enough. He's running almost exactly what Brock's running, but that's just not enough to make up a 4-second deficit in 3.5 laps. I just don't see it. William Brock. 3 laps to go for William Brock as he's got a lap car. His teammate Jovic beside him. They're gaining, just not enough. No, they're not. They're not gaining. They're losing a ton. Wow. Roush Racing Enterprises really showed their stuff today. They really showed that they are a team that no one should be messing with. Shock Allison did the same. They've been working through the pack. Downey right now P7, fighting for it, and Dodd is P9. 2 of their 3 drivers in the top 10. Very impressive. But this is going to be history making. Carson Bowers just tied him and James Constantin for most wins on the all-time win list at 6 last week in Watkins Glen, and Brock is having none of that. White flag is in the air for William Brock for Full Frontal Motorsports. In Season 2, he got 3 wins in a row. He's the only person to date to pull that off. He got 4 wins total in that season, 2 wins last season, and now he's going to tie together his 7th. Into the last corner. And William Brock will make history and will become the first driver in history to get 7 wins. And William Brock takes the win in Michigan. And he is now untied on the all-time win list for most wins of any driver at 7. What a dominant performance out of William Brock. It looks like Jeffrey Finguy and Luke Phillips got the 2 Michigan natives at their home track will bring on podiums in P2 and 3. Rowe will take home 4th. Mulcher in one of his better performances in 5th. Pericles 6th, Dodd 7th, Downey 8th, Roush 9th, and rounding out the top 10, Stephen Thompson for Sabasport. They were last in constructors, so they really needed that. After scraping the wall on the front straightaway, Paul Jackson still recovers to a 16th. That was a good way to salvage a good result. Let's go look at your finishing results. So it's William Brock taking career win number 7 and the first person to reach 7 wins. Jeffrey Finguy takes 2nd, Phillips got 3rd, Rowe 4th, Mulcher 5th, Pericles 6th, Dodd 7th, Downey 8th, Roush 9th, and Stephen Thompson rounding out the top 10. Dan Luisen, the rookie, gets P11. That's very good for him. But this points lead, I think, just went to Fitzwater, and that's the thing that absolutely no one wants. Finguy got a huge points haul, though. Good for him. He needed it in this championship. He was P14 coming into this race in the first speedway, the places where he shines, and he shows why he shines in the speedways. Taking home a P2, his best of the season so far. Congratulations, William Brock, to becoming the untied holder of the most wins all time. Let's go look at your points. And here is your official point standings. Zachary Fitzwater Sr. sits in the points lead for his first time since Season 2 when he won the championship. So, that's a little scary for everyone. Alexander Rose taking the 2nd position, and Scott Roush has taken the 3rd position, with Karlsson dropping to 4th, but still very much in this. Paulson is in 5th, Shepard's in 6th, Finguy's in 7th, Brock's in 8th. Finguy gained a lot of position. Pericles is in 9th, and Arndt, even with a bad performance, still holds on to a top 10 position. Dodd currently sits P11 in his first season back since his team fell in at the end of Season 2. Very impressive so far right now. Still has some work to do to get to the points lead. Jackson really didn't lose or gain anything. He stayed right where he was in points. Philip Scott gained a lot on him, though, as Anderson has fallen 8 positions, down from 7th to 15th. Windhelm continues to stay at around 16th, as Benoit Verveen actually gained a position in 17th. Some 2 people lost 10 positions, as Duncan and Jovic. Duncan was 10th in points, now 20th. Jovic was 12th, now 22nd. Caldwell still not where he wants to be, 24th right now. Just gained 3 positions, though. Mulcher gets his first points of the season at 84 now. Everyone has points now. Jordan gained 8 positions from 38th to 30th with that performance. And with most laps led, most laps counted and gone, we really don't have to worry about that anymore. Down here in constructors' points, you can see Fitzwater Australia still leads it, but not by as much as they did before, by only 40 points over Roush Racing Enterprises and Shock Allison Racing, only 20 behind them. The 2 allied teams are really digging their way through, as the other 4 teams, Scott Ganassi, are right behind them, 3 points down from Shock Allison. So the Fords looking very strong, as Monarch is 5th. So it's Dodge, Ford, 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 and Ford. All 4 Ford teams are in the top 5 in constructors. Sabasport, even with a good performance out of Thompson, still in last in constructors points. Red Stallion getting back into it for their first time. They're back past Trailblazer for their first time in a while. But congratulations to William Brock getting his 7th win, which is incredible to think about. A weird thing happened, though. The fact that Brock And Philip Scott did the same amount of laps. What they do in that situation, though, is they split it between the two. So Brock gets an extra 5, and Philip Scott got an extra 5. So Philip Scott actually got, because he got that extra 5 points, he would have been 16th right now, but he's actually 14th because of that extra 5 points, because of how tight it is from 11th down to 20th. It is not much between that gap, so there's a lot of work to do. Or it's 10th to 20th, so a lot of work for the guys back here. But Zachary Fitzwater, your points leader. Congratulations to William Burke, your new number 1 on the all-time win list, untied, as James Constantin has finally been dethroned. Next time we are going to Road America. Yeah, pretty early this time, as it's usually round 8. It is now round 4, which should be a very exciting race. Then we'll be heading to Kansas for round 5, as Vegas has moved around 10 because it's a more important race now. But until Road America, ciao.